Good morning, traders out there, and welcome to it, the Beat the Ackman competition. And guess what, guys? I'm ready to get after it and beat this guy Ackman up right now, guys. We're going to put him in the ground and take him around. And guess what? We ain't letting him come back, so we might have to short some Uber. We'll take a look at his positions. That's what I want to do also. So one thing is certain. If we're going to beat him, we want to know what he's doing and what he's doing well in. So we'll call a couple of his stocks in the positions that he has. We'll also take a look how we can be winning the competition, of course. And if you're like me, wondering, where's my competition account? I need it right now. Well, you will be getting access to that right there at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m., you should start seeing the dashboard. You should be able to go ahead and get these accounts ready and trade at 9:30. So ready to get after it. I'm excited to have another great day right here at Trade the Pool. All right, guys, yesterday, of course, a fabulous day for me pretty close to a $1,000 day in, of course, the account, just battling in the day trade account. I also was able to battle back in the swing account, was able to get it back into the green with FLNC to the short side. But we'll take a look around to see what types of trades we can find today. Let's go to, of course, the charts right now, take a look at what we're looking at in the playbook this morning and see what's going on in the market. Of course, we'll take a look at the sunrise report that covers exactly that. All right, guys, let's just jump right in here. Just give me 1 second, guys. Hendrix is just being annoying. There you go. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look around. Let's see what we got. Good morning to you guys out there. Seeing some new faces. Exciting day. Let's get after the competition. It's good to see you, James. Let's get after it, man. Let's make some money. And I'm looking to make a good amount of money, right? I mean, we have a lot of money to spend, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been killing it. So I'm excited to go ahead and test the skills today. I do got the swing account still ready, but I don't know if I'm going to be taking too many trades in my other evals as this goes on. Of course, I have the funded swing. I'm really close to a funded day trade. I've had, of course, a funded day trade account before, but trying to get back at it, trying to go ahead and get the 50K account. Pretty close, guys. I'm within under 500. So $400, not too bad. Really, I kind of messed up one trade. I still remember it. I took like $150 when I should have taken 200 for the minimum rules. But that's what it's all about, guys, right? So ready to get after it, ready to go get the money today, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY right now trading kind of in the middle of yesterday's range, right? Yesterday's range, we got up there towards 673s. We're looking to break to 674 and above. And then boom, right? As it starts to bounce back there, we are now starting to hold those levels, right? So we were all the way up there. Will we make it right back up there? That's one thing that I'm looking at. And it just seems like right now we're kind of going sideways. We could still make an attempt towards this resistance and create more support, let's say at 668 or 667. I don't see us going back to 662 right now, but hey, those are all questions to be had, right? We'll see what's going on there and what we can come up with. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look around in the market, see what else is making moves. Let's go to the playbook and take a look at what stocks and trade ideas I have up my sleeve for you today. Of course, first up, I'm going to talk about a healthcare name, Pfizer, of course. It got the news just recently. And like I've talked about, right now, there used to be a saying, and it's called, don't fight the Fed. Well, in this case, it's don't fight the U.S. government. And so in this case, Pfizer, of course, getting the lift from the U.S. government. And one thing that I've been watching is kind of the weeklies and the monthlies, right? We're finally getting out of this kind of pattern down here. And I think that that's important now to hold and start to break out of and away from it. So at this point, I'm looking for a move towards like $30, right? So we were just up there towards 28 almost. And I'm looking for us to catch and go fast to 30. So I think today's a perfect day to look for anywhere in this zone for dip opportunities and then looking for this to kind of break right back to the upside. So anything below 26 looks really good today. Of course, we might not get 26. It's at 26.37 right now, but I would love to see an attempt back towards this low where you went to 26.05 on the 15, you make an undercut there and you start to rally. That's what I'll be looking for in Pfizer. All right, let's go to another one here. And let's go to some tech name, AVGO, one name that I gave you guys yesterday. Actually did pretty good. It just did a slight undercut on the 334. It went all the way down to the 330. So you got that undercut and rally off of that 330. That's something definitely that we need to take a look at there. We'll see what happens now to see what happens with this play. But I kind of really like this play, guys. I think it really has an ability to get going here. And we saw a little bit of action yesterday. And now it could really start to get going. So where do I look at? I look at the hourly chart. I look at the trend line. This was all about a throwback look that held really well. Now it needs to break this trend line and go higher. So at this point, looking for a move back above 338s to 340s. And then I could see this running towards the 350 spot. I'll be watching AVGO if we can get a tech rally today. So setting that alert on that trend line, I'll let you guys know if it starts to break above 337. Good morning to you guys out there, and if you guys are seeing any trades you guys like or want to mention a trade, this is your shot also to go ahead and mention trade ideas, so keep throwing them up there. It's good to see you guys all out there, and definitely seeing some new faces out there. Good morning to you guys. Definitely smash the like. We got a lot going in here, and of course, still celebrating a little bit of what October is all about, a little bit of some spookiness. Ready to buy the dip and make some money, because that's the way this market's been. And we'll keep trading, see what we can come up with. All right, let's keep it going. Let's take a look around at different action there. We can go to the Sunrise Report and take a look at what stocks are moving today. But definitely some good names on the playbook. We'll be watching to see what happens to those healthcare names to go higher. Pfizer looks good. Another one that I had on the alert, just to mention it, is Gilead. Looking at this name, I like how it's just holding in. Last couple of days just really started to show the strength. And now you have a nice little trend line approach and a break back above the 9 EMA. So short-term moving averages now start to be a focus for pullbacks, 114 or a move to 120 in play here for Gilead. You got the cross, RSI looking good. So Gilead, really not a bad play here. I would love to see a dip towards, let's say, 115, undercuts and rallies off of that, or a move straight up out the gates through towards the 120 spot. We'll see what happens there. It's good to see you guys in the chat. Let's keep those stocks going. Let's see what else is going on. Let's get to the Sunrise Report. Let's talk about what stocks are moving today. You guys smash it up. All right, so it looks like AI bubble fears are cooling the markets, but the futures are edging higher this morning. We'll talk a little bit more about that action. Let's take a look a little bit more at that. Of course, we'll be always covering the Sunrise Report, and if you guys haven't gotten our Sunrise Report in the past, of course, get towards our Discord. That's where the action always is and never stops. But of course, let's talk a little bit more about what's going on in today's market, right? So right now, the Dow future is up a little bit. The futures were up, the S&P, the NASDAQ. Of course, yesterday, Wall Street broke its 7-day winning streak. So we finally got a red day, and I was able to capture some big trade on the VIX. I actually sold it really close towards the high of the day. The high of the day, 34.03. I sold it at 33.80. So was really happy about this trade. It didn't continue, but it's one trade that I'm actually watching today to see if maybe we do get a little bit more pullback. Maybe we can get a little bit of a correction mode. At some point, I do expect a big pop in the VIX, but for right now, I'm just going to keep playing it from time to time on a day trade, trying to ride day trade momentum. But at the end of the day, this could get going. For right now, I don't think it's going to end the party just yet, but it's always something to keep on the watch. Let's go to Oracle. Oracle, of course, trading down right now. We could start to see a little bounce, but let's talk about the news here. You got that undercut yesterday. Something tells me we could see a rally. But, of course, there was information that reported that Oracle is seeking weaker margins in its cloud business than expected. And it's even losing money renting NVIDIA chips. The news sent Oracle down 2.5%, raising new concerns that the AI trade may be overheating. A reminder of the dot-com era exuberance that ended in a bubble burst. AI isn't going anywhere, but the margins might, said one analyst as he was talking about Oracle. I think you continue to to watch this. Now that you got this undercut, watch to see if you rally off of this. So if 278s hold today, you're looking good and looking for this to get right back to 290s, 296. And yeah, you'll shake off all those concerns in Oracle. ASTS. Of course, ASTS Mobile getting a nice little lift off and continuing. This stock has just been an absolute monster ride, and one that is going to be a great study on weeklies and monthly charts. It's not just the daily charts on this. This has really been pretty on the weeklies. And what did you get before? You got the rip, right? This was the support, but what happened? You undercut the support. They dip them before they rip them, right? They make you run before they rip them, right? They shake you before they rip them. And that's the key here. They shook you out here at the 36. And ever since then, has it been buying? Oh, yeah. It's been buying. And this is going to help other names continuing to move. Let's talk about Rocket Lab's news. But first, I didn't even give you the news there. That's how much it matters. But it signed a deal with Verizon, so cell service from space. It soared 9% as it delivered direct-to-device satellite cell service starting next year. So financial details weren't disclosed, but the deal expands their 2024 partnership that was already established, positions in ASTS as a potential game changer in the global connectivity. So pretty much, I think this is a given, right? They've partnered with every major name, and that just goes to show you they're definitely leading and first in the space and probably best of breed. Rocket Labs landing some deals for launches here. They signed a multi-launch deal with Japan's Institute of Kyushu Pioneers for Space, IQPS. So it looks like the contract covers 3 dedicated Electron rocket missions, launches to occur no earlier than 2026 from New Zealand's Launch Complex 1. Total missions right now of IQPS now stands at 7. Rocket Lab continues to cement itself as a reliable small satellite launch provider in the expanding space economy. Let's go to Joby now, as Joby evaluation are sliding after the stock offering. Joby fell 11% pre-market after announcing a public stock offering of 30.5 million shares at 16.85 the price, raising $514 million. Of course, proceeds will go toward launching commercial air taxi the next year, funding manufacturing and certification, and other corporate purposes. Pretty much, they raise money because they know they need it for next year. That's pretty much it, guys. That's going to, of course, affect Archer. So I could see Archer crashing down today. It's already kind of leaking out here. It could leak further and really kind of come back towards $10 today. We'll see what happens there in Archer and Joby. Meanwhile, of course, in Washington, the government shutdown rolled into its second week with little progress as economic reports, including September's job data, will remain on hold, leaving investors partially flying blind. Or like I am saying it, no news is good news right now. So, of course, the quick takeaways, of course, futures are ticking higher. Oracle's AI margins are stirring up some bubble conversation. Space stocks shining out here as ASTS Space Mobile and Rocket Lab soar. Joby dipping on an offering, and shutdowns still holding up the market here. Of course, let's go back to the market. We were leaking a little bit, now starting to hold in, and this is exactly how this market is. Every time you think you get a leak, well, there it is. It shakes it, and it's right back up higher. All right, guys, we'll see what we get today. Excited. They really kick things off, get towards the competition, and see what we can come up with, how we can do in this competition, guys. Another thing is, in the competition, of course, competition accounts, a lot of times I'll switch over. I'll go to some smaller names, try to get some return, because it's a competition account. So we need to know these names, and we need to get prepared. So let's run through my scanner here and find some trades. All right, so first one up. Let's take a look here. And if you guys have names, stocks you guys want to take a look at, throw them up in the chat. I'm here to catch them. Alex, I see your Cisco mention, and I see another mention here by Czar Trader Chama. We'll take a look at that. Chamo? Is that what you want to write? What's up, man? How we doing, Czar Trader? It's good to see you. All right, let's keep going, and we'll take a look at that Cisco for you, Alex, just coming up shortly here. All right, let's keep going. It's good morning to everyone out there, and it's good to see you guys ready to keep things partying along. So Aton, one of the names this morning, up there to $16, already made a move this pre-market, kind of spiked up there and kind of ran into a little bit of some halt action up here. Just looking to see if this can get going. Pullbacks at 1250s right now don't look too bad. Looks like it's on this hourly move where it's trying to hold above this resistance. So this would be the support, the 1250 area, but the resistance could hold this 1450 area. So that's where I'm watching to see hold right now, and then maybe go right back to the upside. This thing's been all over the place. It was just up there to 19, now back to 16. So definitely going to have that back and forth action in this name. NXL, another name there, trying to get above the 150 spot there. Keeps kind of reloading in that spot, so looks good right now off of that 140. We'll see if it makes another run. Medical device company. If I take a look at the daily doesn't look too bad. There has been times where this has run in the past as of late, and it was a multi-day run. So I think we look at this one to see if we can get a good run here. Wouldn't mind to see it go to 130 right before the bell, right? Like a quick dip to 130 or 120s would be a really good watch on NXL. We'll see what happens there. RNAS, a known runner in this biotech space. So we'll see what happens in that as it is trying to make a move. And healthcare is the place to be right now, at least I feel like. And so I'll be watching to see if this can hold here on RNAS. Has it been a day two? No, it's just a day one super spike. This thing spikes and comes down in a hurry. So we'll be watching to see if we can make some money in RNAS. And that would be a pullback to like 18 and then this thing coming back through 20. That's could probably be the only way I play this right now. So I'm going to be looking for that action. Let's go to a smaller chart to draw this trend line a little bit cleaner. So right now I could draw it like this, right? Looking for this to pull back into the 18, 16 spot, then come right back up through 20s. We'll keep an eye on this small little name here. XBIO, another one in the small space that is kind of holding in here. I like this pattern, as a matter of fact. We'll see if it gets right back above 15s here. This might be one of my trades, guys. This actually looks pretty good here above the 14, 15 area. XBIO, biotechs, baby. We're in play. Last one, really small one, YYAI, leisure play. Don't know anything about this one, but will look like it got hit hard yesterday and could keep coming back up. UPS, another one, UPC. Why did I say UPS? UPC. We'll see if this can get back above $10 and $11. Of course, these are small names. Do like how this is looking like it wants to do an undercut and rally. That'd be undercutting $8 right now, maybe washing out to like $7. And then when it comes back through 8 would be the watch there for UPC. One of the things you hear me talk about with these small ones, let them wash and come back. Show you the strength before you get too excited. All right, that's going to do it for that action. We'll kick off the show for real. We'll go to the charts outlook. We'll start to pull the competition accounts, and you should start to see them start to trickle in into your dashboard. So get those things ready to go, ready to rock and roll. We'll see what happens out there. Dolphin, RDW. Well, save these stocks. We'll go through plenty of names. We're going to take some ticker time with Michael Noss coming up right now. So good morning to you guys. It's good to be here. Get those ears going because the air horn is going to be loud today. And I'm excited to kick off the Beat the Ackman competition. So guys, let's start that countdown and get to the trading action. Hugo wants 200, baby. You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. What's going on, guys? Ready to kick things off and ready to go ahead and get after the action there. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on the man, Michael Noss. What's going on, man?
Not too much. I'm looking at the markets here. Looks like a boring inside day so far. Maybe we'll get some action. I'm glad we're having a competition right now because it looks like the normal market's not too active today.
Yeah,
It's a good day
yeah, I
for a
think
comp.
it's a little bit of that shakeup yesterday, right? Of course, you get a small little down action, and then now people are all a little bit spooky, a little
Oh
bit
man,
spooked out,
I heard so many. Oh look, it's September, but they were just a little bit late this year. It's like, dude, we're down like 0.5% from all time highs, and
Everyone
again,
has
everyone's getting all up
the
in
music
arms.
is playing, man. They're coming for them. They're coming.
Good, good.
The
I love it.
Bears.
As soon as you see these guys on Twitter who've been bearish the whole way up, as soon as they turn bullish, that's when I start getting
But
nervous.
what they
Because
don't realize is that the Bulls are like Michael Myers right now. They're like, just give me the dip. Just give me
yeah,
the dip. I got the dagger ready. Just give me the dip. I'm ready. Because this market can't get broken, man. Even yesterday, like I made a lot of money on that down move, but that doesn't mean that I think this is going to continue. I know what it's for. It's to wash out new position, new leg longs, right? And that's what a lot of times you get these quick little down moves. They're quick on the intraday, but watch the recovery. Their recovery is just as fast. That's the key, I think. If I didn't see that recovery just as fast, then I'd be a little bit more scared or a little bit more on that correction mode. But I think it's just exactly what we saw yesterday. Washing of some supports, wash some traders out. And then if you actually look at it, now I think you draw a trend line, and as long as we don't break that right now in the morning, I'm gonna be kind of still in that bullish shoes. And even if we undercut it slightly, what do we get? Maybe 669s. I think if we can hold here, get back above 670s, start to push the 671s. What's not to say that we don't get right back to Tuesday's high, 673s? Just right back above there, man. So I think it's going to be interesting action here to see what happens in the SPY overall. The market hanging in there. It's just going to
yeah.
need some tech rally. I think that's what held up yesterday. We didn't really get that tech rally that we're looking for. We're trying to see what happens. Microsoft pulled back a little bit after a really strong day on Monday. Let's see if maybe that comes back into play. Names like that. What are you seeing out in the market? What's keeping your attention, Michael?
Well, yeah, I just look at it like, here we go. I just look at it like the market doesn't move off things that everyone knows, right? If you're reading about it in the paper and everyone's reading about it and it's, a number that anyone can find on the internet, it has no value to trade, right? The market moves off positioning and then shock events. And with the government shut down, there's going to be way less potential shock events. So I think that's neither bullish nor bearish. I think that's what that's going to do is cause chop, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what we're seeing, right? We pulled back to this prior high, found some good support there, dug in. I'm still in the camp that we could be in this area, this 6,700 area for a while. Maybe we bleed down into, test these lows. Maybe we pop back up a little bit, test the highs. But you got to look at it and say, okay, earnings season is starting soon, but we don't really have earnings from any company that we care about right now. And then also we don't have any economic numbers. So you combine those two things. It's like, okay, there's no earnings we care about. There's no economic numbers we care about. So what is the market? What's going to be that next catalyst to either push us lower or push us higher? And I just look at that and say, probably not much of anything. So that being said, we just need to, move our expectation from when we're just ramping higher every day. That becomes pretty easy. You look for dips to buy in the market and you buy them and you make money. When we get into these choppy zones, we just need to know what kind of sandbox we're playing in. Where this one was a little bit of a sideways consolidation for a period of time, and that could continue. And until there is something, either earnings season picks back up, and then earnings either like last earnings season, we crushed it, right? Earnings just blew everything out of the water, what everyone was expecting. The market did way better. Companies are making way more money than ever, which is obviously a good thing. And then, you get some sort of economic number, and those won't start up until the government starts back up, which who knows how long that'll be. For reference, last time when Trump shut down the government, it was 35 days. So we're like, what, 4 or 5 days into it. So if he's going to beat his record, we got a pretty long time to go there. So yeah, I'm just looking at this and saying, okay, on a 30-minute chart, this is a longer term chart of the the SP 500 futures, and we've got a pretty kind of defined range here, right? If we look at, these prior lows and draw it pretty exact, that's 675.50. Then if we look at this highs, it's 680. and then we're just popping around in that zone. So until we break this low, which is yesterday's low, or we break yesterday's high, I'm kind of in the, okay, buy dips, sell rips, kind of chill out. Don't go too hard on the swing trading side of things. There's really not going to be any huge moves in anything that is market related, right? You can take any sort of, I guess I know there's Joby news, and that's down pretty big because they're raising money. I know there's, a lot of biotechs that are moving. I heard you talk about that, and actually made me want to bring up this chart right here from my boy Sam at All Star Charts. This is very interesting, right? So the top chart is just the biotech sector, and that she's highlighting the last time short interest got this high, we had a massive 175% gain, and now we're back up near resistance on biotechs, and we have the same short interest that we had before. So could be a big short squeeze loading in the biotech sector, which would be awesome, right? It would be amazing. And then we could play off of that idea and play off of that. Hey, if we are going to have this big movement, then a big short squeeze, then that should be a lot of things for swing traders, because again, biotechs are more fun, and also for day traders. We should end up seeing something there when it comes to the day trading side of things. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it, is that chop in the overall markets. We got to look under the hood to see what's moving in order. It'll be a little bit more tactical when the market's choppy is probably the simplest way to put it.
Oh yeah, so I got one for us, of course, guys. We got to go ahead and take a look a little bit deeper into Ackman, right? So here you guys have it, guys. We're gonna take a look a little bit into some of his portfolio here. So here you guys have it. Where you guys can look at this up is Guru
Where is there
Focus.
another? We should be on another scene here.
Do you
I'm
see?
not seeing my screen still, not yours.
Okay. Let me see if I. There we
There we go.
go. Now
Gotcha.
you see it.
There we are. Yep.
All right, it changed on mine, so I don't know what happened there, but
Oh, weird.
you know how it is. Well, there it is. As long as you see Ackman right now on the
I
screen, there
see him.
we're doing
I
all
see his
right.
mug.
All right, there you go. You see that lovely mug, right? All right, so we can go a little deeper into each
All
position,
right.
right? We can also hold like a heat map. So I'm going to be taking a look into the heat map a couple of times to see what's going on, right? And I'll go to this page too. So it's not like we'll only stick to this one. If you guys want this page here, I'll give you guys this summary page here so that you guys can also keep up with all of it. And we'll take a look at the heat map and the holdings. This also gives you the day by day. And this is really where we're going to kind of pull this from, right? This percentage day by day. Of course, this is hypothetical. This is not exactly because he could open new positions, right? So this is just based on the 13 Fs that we have as recent, right? So we'll see what happens there. There's Uber, Amazon, that kind of action. Let's get towards more of the image here, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some of these major positions, right? So first one up there, you guys see, of course, the biggest position is going to be Uber. It's 20%. Yes, you heard that right, guys. 20% of his portfolio is here into Uber. So, do you guys feel like he is big on Uber? I think so, man. So that's definitely something that we need to see there to see how that kind of performs there. There's some other ones here, right, that we can talk about.
All right. So I'm building a little watch list here now, so we'll be able to track it in real time too. So what we got?
Yeah,
Uber. What are some of the other big
Uber,
ones?
I got you. You got Brookfield,
Mm,
Corporation. Then you
yeah.
got QSR. That's going to be your restaurants, right? Your what is that? That one has QSR. What's a QSR restaurant? Tim Hortons.
Oh, there we go.
And
Look,
your
I got.
Louisiana Kitchen, Firehouse Subs, Popeyes.
I've never
So
had a Popeyes.
never had a Popeyes sandwich? Well, we'll
Never had
get
a
you one
Popeyes,
here in
but
Orlando. Don't worry, it's not too
I've
great,
had
but
tons of Tim Hortons. I've had enough Tim Hortons to
probably gonna be better
make
than your
going. So
Popeyes. But the chicken sandwich isn't the worst. I wouldn't say it's as good as a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, but hey, we can take you to Chick-fil-A also. You probably haven't been to a Chick-fil-A either. But Amazon,
non
of
once,
course.
yeah, once for Chick-fil-A.
Okay, there you go. At least Amazon is in there. This one I don't know about. Howard Hughes Holdings, HHH. No idea what the hell this company does. It's a holding company that manages, develops commercial, residential, and mixed-use real estate.
Yeah, there's
Maybe in,
still an issue on this. I went and just checked out the stream there. It looks like something's still going on there. So we'll just why don't
we'll
we
just we can switch back to this screen there. You guys can see the positions there. Does that seem fine now?
no, I'll put in our Oh, there we go. You did something there. That's working.
Okay, well, at least that's working. That's what matters there, guys.
That was
Maybe the web source is not working there, but yeah, get that fried chicken, get that Popeyes, baby. Don't bother with the sandwich, right? All right. There's CMG, Chipotle. We got
okay.
Google.
Dude likes his food, man.
Hilton. Hertz. Likes his rental cars. He likes his Tesla bet. SEG, Seaport. And then here you go. Good old Canadian Pacific. CP.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of good old Canada, I was going to ask you, Michael, before I get lost in the sauce here. When I'm in good old Canada, should I using my dollars? Should I bring my dollars with me, or do I got to transfer over to the good old Canadian?
You just tap your phone on things when you buy it. You're not coming to a third world country, man. Just use your Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever.
Making sure here.
Yeah, you're not. It's like we're pretty good here.
I have never been to Canada, man. This is the first.
Really?
I've never been to Canada, man.
And you're not even. I would say you're not
going
even
to Toronto. I'm going to
Toronto.
slash US Canada.
Yeah, you're going to New York light. You're going to a smaller version of New York, essentially. That's it.
Awesome.
If you were coming out here to a fishing village or something, then you're talking Canada. But yeah, you could, if you blindfold. And I've been to both New York and Toronto like 100 times plus.
Yeah.
If you blindfold me and just dropped me in the middle of one of those cities and had me guess, it would take me 10 minutes to figure out if I was in Canada or the US.
All right. Well, not too bad there. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be keeping track of this. Of course, like Brookfield and Uber are going to be majority of what happens here in QSR. Those three itself will determine a lot of what happens here. Because if you put those weightings together, we're talking 20, 18, and 11, right? So you got 38, you got 49% of the portfolio in those three positions. So what does that tell us? Watch those names, right? If we really want to beat him, we can just go against those names itself, and that could win itself, right? If those names struggle, we can beat them, right? So that's just one way to go about it, right? If you're really just trying to get after him. At the end of the day, remember the idea here, and I'm going to repeat it. It's not to make $1 million. It's not to lead the P&L. We're not trying to lead the P&L right now. You're trying to make it to day 4 of the competition, which would be when? Which would be on Monday, and then you're in the P&L competition, right? Don't forget that. Right now, you're just trying to beat Ackman to get into that last day. Because if you don't beat him, then you don't get to actually partake in the fun part, which is the Monday challenge, which is a one-day P&L challenge, essentially. That's how you can view this, right? So just keep that in mind, that's what we're going to need to go ahead and get to that next level, right? We just need to beat Ackman right now. All right, so we'll see what happens out there, guys, and I don't think it'd be too hard. We can do this, guys. All right, let's take a look. We'll take a look at different stocks out there that are moving right now before the bell. It's 9:16. We can take a look at stocks that you guys are calling out also, so keep those stocks flowing, and we can take a look at some of those. All right, let's keep going. We can get out of the Ackman conversation. We can go back towards the stocks. We can take a look at some of the stocks that are moving, some of the trade ideas that you guys may have. Of course, if you guys have anything you guys are looking at, let me know. You guys know I got a bunch of names. Going to be looking also to see if this GEV starts to turn. This looks good. This looks good on the weekly. What do you think about that? Like on the weekly chart, I kind of like that.
GEV, yeah, that's looking. It's actually looking great there on the daily and the weekly. If it pops up, I wonder why it hasn't been participating in NNE, SMR,
Look at your
What, even
CEG, right? Right at
CCK?
the top, right? This is more the one that I kind of put with it. NRG's also been hanging out though too. Those are two names like with it, like CEG, NRG, GEV, of course. They all kind of go kind of side by side. OKLO has been staying hot, right? So I think you continue to watch this space. I think we got to continue to see other ones get hot. SMR kind of trappy yesterday, back and forth. Let's see if today it makes the move. But that's how SMR can be. It can be a little choppy. NNE was super hot yesterday, but then it ended up pulling back. So maybe we are getting a little bit of a pullback in that space. Names to keep watch. But I'll kick it to you, Michael. Anything up your radar today?
I was actually just watching here. A lot of the things you mentioned already, like XBIO and all of that. But I was actually watching just some of the Ackman names here. I was going through. So I have this list here. I'll keep this up. We'll switch between this and the normal list. But Amazon is one that I'm already invested in just because of a trading strategy that I have there,
Right.
and it's starting to look interesting. It's, sold off a little early, dug in, and more importantly, with yesterday's pullback in the market, we didn't get that for Amazon. It pulled in a little bit, it consolidated near the zone, and then yesterday's candle was green, where most everything on my list there was red. So just showing that we're getting some relative outperformance in the in the Amazon as a whole. So might be, I'm always looking at these kind of Mag 7 laggards, right? One of them being Tesla, even though it's trying to catch up and it's trying to hit highs here, but Amazon really hasn't moved that much at all. So I'm looking to see what's going on for this one. If that can get going, say over this base, go and zoom into like the 30-minute chart. If we can get over this kind of zone, this 222 to 224 area, and we can hold above there, that's interesting. I know someone's mentioning Path. Yeah, this is gapping up a little bit, but Path has some huge resistance in this area, so I'd watch that one. And then XLV. XLV is looking interesting. Held on yesterday, which kind of makes sense, right? It's one of those trying to deal with just this overhead, had this huge massive push out, and then it's just trying to deal and consolidate in this zone. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit more consolidation. I did add under what was it? Oh, Oscar. I bought some of this guy yesterday when it pulled back here, just because it's pulling back to this breakout point that it had just a little bit ago. This has been one of those that's on fire. Yeah, so I'm just kind of playing around there and just seeing, hey, is this one of those names that we can get a little bit of pop in? But the healthcare sector is interesting to me. Biotechs are interesting.
Oh yeah.
Rotation under the hood. Again, I'll go back to this biotech chart of the highest short interest in ages in the biotech sector, just as the thing starts ramping. And you guys know how I love when positioning is caught offside. And that's what we're seeing there in biotech. So I want to take a look at. Now, remember, biotechs and healthcare being two different things. Biotechs are going to be the people making the drugs, and then healthcare are going to be the people that are giving you the drugs. Both the sectors look great. I just specifically think that biotech sector is really, really interesting because just the massive positioning there.
Yeah, I think honestly both. I'm with you on that. I definitely want to see this space because you think about it, it did a little bit of a sidestep yesterday, and the last 2 days a little sidestep. That's what we kind of
Mhm.
needed. That's what we kind of needed. Like
Yeah, like
these
look at
ramped
the
way too.
huge, yeah,
Yeah, it was way too
huge
fast.
move.
So the side steps are really good at the top. This is where some people get scared, right, of buying. But I think that more and more, if you look at charts that make this type of move, then go sideways for a couple days, they have more of a tendency of continuing, right? And I think
Yeah.
that that's the key there. The key is a small retracement. You can, and if you wanted to do it on the fibs, I'm sure this didn't even break the 38.2. Right. Yeah.
Oh no,
Exactly.
no way,
38.2.
no way.
It's almost it held it to the key. It held
Right.
it to the key. Right. And that's the kind of stuff that I look at, like those really small ones. And I'm looking also at Pfizer as being kind of the leader. Right. This is what kind of got this party really started. Look for Pfizer's strength to continue. and I'm gonna use it as an indicator also. I might trade Pfizer, but I also will look at it as an indicator. If this just keeps ripping 30, 40, 50, well, guess what? Other ones will come into play too. I like Gilead's chart today, just to kind of mention a specific stock. GILD, I just like the way it looks here. It started to really kind of hone in. MACD just crossed after that 110 scare, right? You went to 110, you scared them, and now you rip them, right? That's how it is, man.
Yeah, and the reason I'm so excited for this sector to move is there's tons of them, right? And they're very volatile names. They're great to trade, and there's tons of them. Like of the Russell 2000, like probably 500-600 of them are biotechs, right? And then you got another couple hundred banks, and then the rest are just kind of split throughout. So you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of potential names that are moving, and they are all going to move completely independently of the market, which makes them very interesting to trade because it's not just going to go up when the market goes up. Because if if Gilead does something that has a new FDA approval or something like that, it doesn't matter what the market's doing. So these kind of your banks, your industrials, they're going to be very market dependent. Biotechs, if they're going to have their heyday here, they don't care. So if the market does nothing for the rest of the year and just chop sideways, which I definitely think is a possibility, biotechs are still going to be a great place to play because they're going to be ones that are approving drugs and drugs are failing and buyouts are happening. And there's all, whenever the space wakes up, I know for a lot of people, they haven't seen that. It's really, really interesting. Right. So this is a question that we won't go in forever, but I'll definitely rant for a second. Robinhood is supposed to be free trading, but I've noticed small stocks, when they're moving down, my buy is always 1 or 2 cents more. They're not. And you got to always think, is Robinhood going to let you trade on their platform for free out of the kindness of their heart because they love you as a person? They're making money from you. So what they're doing is called payment for order flow. It's illegal everywhere in the world except the United States, where they sell your order to Citadel or Virtue or one of these places. And by law, Citadel or Virtue is supposed to get you the best bid and ask, but they take a spread off it. So you're paying commissions with Robinhood. They're just not showing you the commissions with Robinhood, right? So
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is, guys. There's another way of doing it.
Right.
It's, do I pay it on the kind of your side or the other side, right? The actual exchange side, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And another thing to
And
think about, right, is sorry about that, got thrown off there. Sorry,
no
you
worries.
get that message that just kicks
I
your
know.
head in the
But
butt.
no, it's and you can look at these things, right? You can look at they have to disclose whether using payment for order flow. So for example, Interactive Brokers has 2 services. They have Interactive Brokers Pro or whatever they call it, and then they have IBKR Lite. And in IBKR Lite, you pay no commissions, but they sell your order flow. So they're not hiding this from you. It's just one of those things that most people don't look. And to be honest, I'm not super against payment for order flow for people who don't actively trade. If you are just dollar cost averaging into like the S&P 500 or Apple or something like that, who really cares if you have like half a cent that you're losing on every single buy as your dollar cost averaging into your favorite ETFs over time? It doesn't matter. It's just not a serious broker for active traders. For that, I would look for things like direct market access, right? That's what they call it. Direct market access means they send your stuff directly to the exchange, and they're not going to do it for free. They're going to charge you. So it's whether or not you want to see the commission and know. So like Interactive Brokers, I think it's a minimum of $1 and then or a couple cents of shares. So either you pay the buck or they're gonna get it from you somehow. They're not doing it because they're nice people, right?
So what you need to be considering is always, like we consider here, guys, is that it's part of the transaction fees of trading, right? So like free commission, it's never free commission. There's nothing free in this space ever. It's more, how do you want to pay, right? And I think that that's what matters most. Another thing to think about is the non-fills that happen to you on Robinhood, because it sometimes feels like when you want a good fill, they don't give it to you. You don't get the fill. But when you don't want the fill, and you're kind of just putting a limit down, instant fill in Robinhood.
Yeah.
That's another thing to think about, right? And
So
so
so someone's asking for direct market access. Again, you can Google them. I'm a bit of a shill for interactive brokers because I need
yeah,
them for their quantitative stuff, but they'll do
that'd be
good.
a number one.
Centerpoint.
A number one. There's plenty of access
Right.
and things out there. Another thing you need to understand is what type of trading you're doing, right? Because it's not needed for all types of trading either, right?
Oh,
Um,
I have a wealth simple, we call it up here. Same kind of thing as Robinhood. And I have that for investments, like boring stuff. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to hold it for like a month or 2 or 3 months. I don't care if I'm losing a cent here or a cent there, right? If 2 or 3 cents, it's just depending on what it is that you're doing. So yeah, I would look at it. And if you say I'm going to be an active trader, I'm not going to. I wouldn't use Robinhood. I'd use interactive brokers. I'd use maybe even E-Trade
yeah.
or a Schwab or a Fidelity or something, and you can ask. You can go into their support and ask them, "Hey, are you doing payment for order flow?" They're not allowed to. Right? These are publicly traded companies where they have auditors looking at their books, so it's not like a shady cabal thing. It's just they either pay you or charge you a commission, or they sell your order flow. So
All
you just
right,
got to pick
guys,
one or two, right?
1 minute here before the
Oh,
open here. If you are struggling to find your competition account, you might have been like Money Mitch, where you signed up but not seeing it in your dashboard. If you're not seeing it in your dashboard, this is what you got to do. You got to hit new order and click the competition account. So then that way you will actually get the account right now. So if you're struggling like me and you're looking for it in the dashboard, that's what you need to do. Click that new order, hit the competition account, fill it out, hit the proceed, and you should get your account. So I got my account ready to go. I just want to let you guys know if you guys were like me and struggling a little bit. So don't feel bad, right? Even Money Mitch was struggling with it. But hey, if you're looking for that account, there you go. That's where you want to go ahead and grab it. All right, guys, getting ready to rock and load here. Of course,
open.
got a little bit, just a little bit of cash, right, to spend. Let's have some fun, guys. $1 million. Let's go spend it wisely.
So yeah, what are we going to YOLO into directly? Do we have those master accounts, Mitch,
Yes,
that we
we
had
do.
last
We
time?
could. I don't know if our access will still work for the one that we had last time. You can try to see if you get right back in with that one. If not, I'll ask to get us a new one. But we do have a leaderboard website that I can also pull up.
Oh, cool.
Let's
Yeah. You want to grab and maybe shoot me that link,
got you.
and I'll
I
I'll
got
I'll
you.
get that going. I'll do you can do the trade and I'll do the shoutcasting.
All right, coming to you now. You'll see it in your chat.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
There you go. You have it, my
Yeah,
friend.
just looking at the market on the open here, we are kind of stuck in this post-market range and also stuck in yesterday's range. So again, um, my whole idea here is that until one of these things changes, right, until we get a move outside of this opening range or until we get a move outside of yesterday's range, I don't trust anything, right? So I
Yep.
want to be very, very cautious on the whole market as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Seeing some trades kind of come through here already, and the main one being BTQ. I know this was one of the big ones. A little bit of a short in there after that kind of second day overextended move, and then another little buy, which is interesting again in this OSCR. So I took this as a discretionary trade, but the bot is looking at this as a potential buy as well.
Seeing some pullbacks, a lot of pullbacks out the gates here, guys. Leading action, AEVA, Rigetti, UAMY, already almost up to $10, guys. Remember, I was talking about that at $8 just a day or two back. That's almost 20% on that. QUBTS doing well, so Ion Q. So Quantum up, doing decent. Ouster doing well. Rocket kind of getting a little bit of a move. BE bouncing back there. CrowdStrike. I'm looking at the Snow and CrowdStrike, those types of names. AVGO is really a name that I wanted to kind of nail there. That's looking good also today. I might take that
So
AVGO.
pop up here. Quick look at the Ackman portfolio, and we have Uber down. So that's going to be obviously as big as it was. What Uber and BN were the two that we really wanted to focus on, right?
All right, long here, AGG, 1,000 shares just to start it off. Already getting a good little jump start here and looking to get a pullback fill to add into this. Let's see if we can get a pullback fill to add. That's the key, I think, of course, right now is looking for those pullback fills. It just went 1,000 shares, nothing too crazy there on AVGG. First position in the competition account. Let's go. So I'll be looking for AVGO to do really well, essentially.
AVGO. Oh yeah, nice little pop there in AVGO. That one's looking good. I've got some shorts on the go with Poet.
Him's doing well too. That's also on my alert watch.
Short there on Poet. I might cover that one actually
Him's ripping.
fairly quickly. And CCTG as well.
I'm looking at HIMZ as a potential scalp play. Need a pull back into that. Him's right out the gates, pushing strong.
So yeah, this is the time I think to look at what's pushing strong and what's not, just because the whole market is just kind of consolidating here. We're still inside the opening 2-minute range, so it wouldn't surprise me to see, some sectors doing really well and some doing really poorly. Seems like a good time this first 4 or 5 minutes to say, okay, the SPY's doing nothing. So what are my individual stocks that I care about? What are they doing? Right? What can I glean from this opening print of sectors that might be relatively strong, sectors that might be relatively weak, just to see if we do get a bit of a push from one of those sectors. So like if we look at XLV, for example, healthcare, a little bit of relative weakness there. If we look at XLF, really kind of fallen off. So, we're seeing some places like XLK, which is our tech's doing great. So this is, tech is pushing up. A lot of these other sectors are pulling back or moving sideways. So we see this kind of rotational flip happen intraday. So it's not going to be like this all day, but it can certainly be like this some of it. So Amazon, for example, nice little look here. So this one might be one that I watch for that undercut and rally kind of strategy, which right,
Oh
so let me
yeah.
bring this up. I've got this
Microsoft
right
hot.
here.
SPY coming down a little bit though. That's one thing I will say. All right, guys, got a quick little $500 trying to make $1,000 on the first trade here, just as a kind of to get my feet wet. Right, so looking for AVGO to just continue on up here. It's looking really well.
A cool G note, right?
And I got the leverage, the AVGG, right? You know what I mean? Got to go for the leverage, right?
Why not? You got $1 million portfolio. You might as well leverage. So we don't have anything from the leaderboard just yet. We'll wait for that one to fill in. So we look at AVGO, AVGG.
UPC halted, guys. That's the first halter of the day. I'm going to be watching that one when it opens. It did really well. It did the undercut of the 8, like I just talked about in pre-market. Undercut 8, wash them, and send it. It send it right back through 8. So that's the first one to talk about. UPC. UPC. United Papa Center. TSLL coming down a little bit today. That could be on the downside. There's HIMS pulling back there for me. So going to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, XLV is really kind of selling here. So we've got the healthcare names pulling back, right? We're inside yesterday's range, so I guess I shouldn't say really
long
selling.
A little bit of HIMZ.
We're just pulling back there, so we'll see if there's a bounce there in the healthcare space. If we go XBI, right, biotechs, they're also pulling back. And with that, so is the S&P 500. We're getting really close to the pre-market and post-market lows. So I just want to see, we get there, do we dig in strong and then start to push? Or do we end up, pulling back? Is it a bit of a pullback day? Really, I think the only area that is super important is defending that low, defending this low right here that we have on the S&P 500. If we can dig into this low, if we can dig into this range, then that looks like it's just a bit of a pullback and maybe we rip. We've got a lot of, blank space up here. Not a lot of action took place. We just sold pretty much the entire morning, hit this low and then consolidated here. So Now that we're above that, it wouldn't surprise me to see a nice little dip into this range, and then maybe a rip up into this particular zone to see if that holds. And then we just got to keep looking under the hood, right? So does XLV dig in? Does XLF, which is really giving it up? This has been the bad one. I mean, something's happening in the financial spaces where it's not doing the best, at least intraday. And you look at the daily chart, we're still inside yesterday's range.
Tesla flushing back there. That's definitely taking a major hit there. Looking for that UPC to open. I do got HIMS there long, guys. I'm up 2% on one name. I'm down 2% on one name. So pretty much break even.
It's the way to do it. And if we look at it, we've got
RNAS, give me
BN.
alert. RNAS, alert.
Most of Ackman would be down today, so we'll take it. As long
All
as
right, long RNAS.
even if we're down as a group, if Ackman is also down, then the question is just who's down more on a percentage basis.
Orders out to add an RNAS. Already got 1,000 shares deep and looking for this to really ride up there. There we go. Starting to get moving on RNAS. Just added there. Looking for 1,000 share ads on pullbacks. I'm up about almost 1,000 there on AVGG. The one that's struggling is HIMS. I'm going to give it a stop now at this point. Give it a stop and watch for the other ones to keep working. I'm almost up $1,000 on AVGG, looking for that to rip a little bit higher, sell it above $1,000, and take that $1,000. RNAS looking like it just halted. There you go, in a halter, 2,000 shares. Let's go.
Yeah, it's really just healthcare's total. If you go to XLV, that's weighing down your HIMS, right? XLV has just been bleeding right from the open.
Okay, got out of that HIMS, took a hit there on HIMS.
Right, that's not going to help that.
UPC, another name that just opened up out of the gates, had halt and is looking like it's getting volume right now. It's trying to break 9. We'll see if it gets there. A lot of messaging.
AVGO rocking here. Let's take a look at my poet. That's bouncing. It's not what I want to see. BTQ, also short this name. That's bouncing a bit. So getting a bit of a bounce in some of these kind of junkier names. The SP 500, again, hit the pre-market or the post-market lows here and put in a decent little bounce so far. So the question is that one of those that we see all the time? Those kind of undercut. Let's spook out people by dumping it off the open, and then we just reverse to rip it higher. We could be. Again, I'm still in the camp that there's a lot of dead air up here in the kind of the 671, 672 areas that we could go and test and see if there's more selling that's going to happen inside that zone. And if we do see more selling in that zone, then we could get that that nice little smash and grab where we have the sell off and then we pull back up into this area. And then we also have, but when we get there, we've got a lot of resistance, 1, 2, 3 as well. So taking a look, we don't have anything on the leaderboard just yet, right? There's still people kind of trickling in, getting that going. But if I look at the Ackman list, I'm seeing a lot of names down over 1% here, with the SP 500 up. So if we're up at all, we're doing better than Ackman with Google down and a lot of these other names looking.
Got a little bit of XBIO. Looks like it wants to get going above this 13 here. Going for the second kind of small name here, trying to get this to get going above the 13s here.
So far, that's looking like a failed bounce here on the SPY. Just a little warning. And it's just looking like we came back down to that low and then kind of just sold pretty quickly. So we got to see if that digs in. I'm really watching this 669.50. I think that's going to be the area that we really got to dig in here. We really have to hold.
Looking pretty good on this XBIO. If we can get back above 13s, but giving it the chance here. All right, are we reopened on RNAS yet? Not yet.
RNAS. Yeah, it's still shut there.
All right, just added there on XBIO. Trying to see it hold 12 now. Looking really good. I'm about to get into the green. If it pops to 13, I'm going to go one more add. There we go. It's popping. Now looking for 13s to take here. Up over $1,000 on that position already, guys. So this is one of those where it gets to 13 and halts. I'll be up a couple $1,000.
Got a swing alert here. I'm just filling out on MLCO, whatever this is. Some resort. MLCO. Looking for a little buy there.
Up over $1,000 on that AVGO. I'm going to cash it. Boom, $1,200 on AVGO. RNAS opened up. It pulls down there. Be careful for RNAS. It's filling up there. Nice little push there. I'm going to try to get filled in again. There you go. I'm filled in. I'm trying to add here on RNAS.
Poop.
All
Said it
over.
out loud as I was filling out the order, and it looks like I missed that first swing. It's just basic oversold kind of swing idea. Come back into this zone right here. Looking here at the SPY, we undercut again, and now we're rallying here. So it looks like there might be some buying going on in this zone. My very speculative kind of look at everything is that we've keep hitting this zone, and the buys come in really strong, but we got to hit out through VWAP.
Big dip there on XBIO. The spreads are going really wide. Be careful out there, guys. I'm definitely getting hit here on these penny stocks. Still battling out there, but definitely getting hit hard. They're back and forth right now.
Yeah, same with the market, right? We came back up, looked like we were going to challenge VWAP there, and then just really quickly had a big seller come in and kind of reverse us. So this BTQ that I'm short is starting to pay just a little bit. So this one's rolling down. This is one of those crazy days yesterday, and now selling off just a little bit today. And then if we go and look at Poet, this one's not doing so well. So POET, this is the same thing. Looking for an extension sell here. Got a little bit of a push down off the open. And then we've just been rallying here. Oscar, not doing well. Long this one, and this one's been selling all morning. So all in all, hasn't been the best morning to begin with, but that's expected. It's like kind of a bit of glutton for punishment trading this style, just doing all this revision to the mean stuff, knowing every morning you're going to see red.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those days where I'm probably not going to touch the other accounts because there's going to be a lot of like this, like kind of a little bit all over the place with the volume and the size volume. And so that's where you're going to have to find your sweet spot. I think that's the important thing today, guys, finding your sweet spots. LAR, looking at that one. Remember, I traded that one yesterday.
Popping pretty big here.
Yeah, I think that's going to help some positions here. So trying to hang in there now.
Or at least for now, back through VWAP. So that is kind of the stereotypical setup that we're looking for here, Mitch, with our system is we undercut the pre-market low, just by a tick here, and then they just ripped it back up through VWAP.
Oh, yeah.
And we held up through VWAP. So that looks good to me, and we're still moving. And we know this isn't, an economic number because we don't have those anymore. So yeah, this is
Got a big
let's
boy
take a look.
position on, guys. LAR, 50,000 shares there.
Ooh. XLV just reversed, hit the high of the day. XLF financials have been really dragging us. Tiny little bounce. And then the Qs hitting the new high of the day. So you can see the Qs really didn't participate too much in the overall sell-off. It's been doing really well overall, holding up very, very strong.
RNAS is the one that hasn't really gone after the Holt, so it needs to go now. If not, it's going to flush. Got to be careful with that RNAS.
Yeah, that BQ is still halting all over the place. No thanks. Stock that goes from 14 to 50 and then back to 10 that day.
I mean, in the competition account, that actually makes sense, man.
Oh yeah, if you're trading the competition, go nuts with that. My own money, no shot. Right? It just opened and halted. I think immediately. No, it's still open. Just has a dollar spread. So on a $10 stock, so it's 10% of the position is just spread. So.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Dip buying an LAR here. Dip buying an LAR. Trying to load up there. RNAS coming down fast. That's going to halt on the downside, it looks like, and it's going to be a wash. So if you're short an RNAS, you're probably going to kill it in the account. There's a halt on the downside. Halted down. Got caught with the pants down in RNAS there, guys. Was up big. It just flip-flopped right back down. That's how it goes with the penny stocks.
Yeah, I just shared in the leaderboard there. There's nothing on it just yet. Probably going to take a little second to populate. And remember, we're not competing with one another right now. We're competing with the Ackman.
The Ackman.
And so initially we're going to be competing with the Ackman, and then from there we'll start competing with each other and looking for leaders after that. It's just about qualifying right now. Can you beat Ackman? So don't go crazy. Okay, just look at, and again, I have his portfolio here. I can grab Ackman. And kind of a mixed bag for him today. Up a little bit, down a little bit. Uber's up 0.46%, so that's probably a good thing for him. My MLCO swing is the only thing that's got any green on the board for me today. MLCO. Right, this is, again, along this one, I did get filled. You can see it tick back down, so it was around 45 or so. I got filled there live with you guys. See if we can get back up, get going here.
I like HIMS is starting to come back up there. Market's still holding in. It did do a quick little pullback move, though.
Yeah, hits pre-market low and then rips and then hits pre-market high and then sells off a bit. So who knows?
XBIO coming down fast there, guys. Fast there. That might go into a down halt there. Be careful out there, guys. I'm definitely getting washed on penny stocks today, guys. I've been trying. See if we can bounce back.
My BTQ is doing okay. My Poet is losing just as much as the BTQ. And then my Oscar is starting to maybe rebound. I'm long from, I think, in 2250, so down quite a bit on that one as well. And we're just waiting. Speaking of, I see a beautiful mustache has just entered the chat. So
bring on that stash. We need it.
Good morning, guys. Sorry about that. My computer's not working. How you
doing?
Oh no!
What?
That's crazy. It's working. I don't know what to
You let me know, Steve. I'll come beat that Ackman up. I'm beating up everything today. Let's go. Beat up that computer.
I like it. One of those days. You brought
Put
your
in a
war
leg
face.
lock.
Me and my friends on our server, we say sometimes we have fight days. Sometimes whatever's happening in the market, we're just bristling. So
Hey,
I'm
that's
here
how it
for
is sometimes, man. That's how it is. I'll tell you
it.
right now, I am caught with my pants down today to start the competition. So it's good to be caught in the competition account with my pants down versus my other accounts. But
Right.
you guys will hear me admit it when I do get caught.
I like that we're watching the same things though. Here I'm in Oscar from a couple days ago, but I just added,
Oh, good.
and
Oh, good.
yeah, hymns I think is looking good here too.
Oh yeah.
Both on my
Yeah, I
focus list.
the Oscar yesterday when when it broke out here, I was kind of sad that I missed this huge base breakout. So I kind of
Mhm.
felt like this was a bit of a gift for
Yeah.
my discretionary, the pullback. So I was able to get some there. And then it's funny, the robot just completely independently for me today bought. I think it's because it's the overextension play. So it's saying
Yeah.
that was an uncharacteristically bearish day. So you get a little bit of an extension from there. It tries to buy that as a little mean reversion setup.
And I know you're gonna roll your eyes as I tell you the narrative here, but OSCR is incredibly well positioned to benefit from ACA extensions, assuming we do get them. Assuming Republicans don't want to attack their own user base that directly and cut all of their healthcare. So a lot of bad news has been priced in, and these guys could really benefit. So they gapped up on the Trump news, and now I believe they're just like you're saying overly pulling back here and giving a really nice gift for the next week or two
Mm.
when I believe that is what will happen. But then again, forecasting geopolitical events and assuming rational actors, a
Yeah.
little bit of a gamble. So
Well, right. So now that I know that this entire position is tied to a tweet, it gets me a little bit because that's how we get news nowadays. So I wouldn't be surprised to look up and see this thing at $30, and then
yep,
probably wouldn't be surprised to look up and see this at $15. So
don't say that.
it'll just be
Don't say
you'll get that tweet and it will move.
Yeah, yes, sir. And well, the thing is, though, the tweet might seem like a catalyst built on shaky ground. The thing is, the base wasn't built on a tweet. That's real. The base break
Yeah.
wasn't. That was just the catalyst to send it over the edge. So that's my kind of thoughts on it. I'm
No,
liking
that
hymns, by the way. I did pick
makes
up a
sense.
tiny little bit just because I haven't made any trades yet at 58 when it reclaimed.
Yeah, that's a nice looking chart where it had that early morning pop and then shaked out some of the longs and then away she could go. But yeah, the whole healthcare sector, I guess, now that I know that it's leaning on a tweet again, will be interesting. But I watched his whole video about CBD in his attempts to like get his base good for weed legalization. And he basically just said this is great for old people. That was the whole video. Is like old people should take CBD. It'll make your knees feel better, which it does. But just the fact that he hit it from that angle means that he's at least somewhat cares about that kind of thing. So yeah, MSOS is grinding back up. PSIL, a little bit of a sell off today, but not from the MindMed side. So I'm doing okay there. It's probably Cybin. Cybin's always the worst one.
Always
But
the
yeah,
one.
so the yeah the weed and mushroom trade is still on. So go get stoned. XLV. This is actually was really ugly right off the open, the healthcare, and then just completely reverse course. So I kind of expected that when healthcare did this, my Oscar, which I thought was a healthcare company, would participate. But this is looking more and more like a bear flag, and I'm going to blame Steve now that he's come in and told me the narrative that he's ruined it for me. I got to blame someone. It can't be me, right? So I'm
Can't be
sorry.
you, bro. Come on,
You're,
man.
you, you're going to take the brunt of it. Look at the overall market. range bound, right? Sell off, pop, sell off. And normally I would say this is waiting for some economic number to come out, but we don't do those anymore. A
Don't do all that.
little bit over the hood now that I finally have FinViz Elite. Finally pulled the trigger on it. I really like these live, right? New highs 64% versus new lows 70%. We have advanced decliners, slightly positive, not too much. Yeah, so I guess crude oil is the only thing that will actually come out today.
Him's starting to push a little bit there, just as a bigger chart that's doing well. Might have been a day to stick with the bigger charts. The small boys are just getting deleted on, guys. So just be careful out there. The small ones are not paying out today, at least unless you're short. So that's what I'm seeing out there. But yeah, him's looking good there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, looking here, just
Ooh,
right market.
GSRT going again, guys. GSRT going again.
GSRT. Yeah, that one's pushing here a little nicely. Nice little push up. Pull that out of the way. But yeah, looking at just the SPY as a whole, right? We're trying to get back through that high. I think that's the way to do it, right? You had a little bit of a shakeout, but that low was higher than this low. It's overall bullish action, and then from there, you just want this coil higher to get through new highs. And then if you compare that to the Qs, it's been screaming all day. So really, it's been healthcare kind of lagging, and it's been the financials really, really lagging. That's been the difference. It's very much if you own tech, you're having a wonderful, wonderful day.
All right. Definitely got stopped out in RNAS there. Took a big, big hit there. I think it was like 20K or something like that. Yeah, 20K.
20K, nothing. He'll get that in the next one.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. The idea is to make like 60 or 70 on the next one, right? So here it is, XBIO. I'm starting to load in here. Let's see if XBIO wants to go.
Whatever an N. Let me take a look. Whatever an NCNA is, I own some. A new Canna sponsored ADR. So pull back here, then a little bit of a bounce. This is just one where yesterday was an uncharacteristically large candle, and it's looking for a pullback inside that particular candle's range. My BTQ short is working nicely. My poet is pulling back a bit, and then I'm just waiting for Steve's Oscar to pick up. I'm going to.
Oh my god, I've been muted. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know how long I've been muted for.
Oh, good.
My cat was making.
Oh, it wasn't the computer.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trimming my Q's calls here. If anybody's in.
Trimming the Q's.
And I think OSCR may be catching. We should probably flag here a little bit. That was the pivot for me. 608.18 on Q's. So let's see. I think Oscar is double bottoming here as well.
See, now I'm just going to triple up my position. And then if it doesn't work, I'm flying to Steve's house. So
make me use that healthcare.
I like it.
You guys get it free, so yeah, maybe I'll come to you and then you beat me up.
This is the real thing about systematic trading. It's all about passing the blame. Right? I don't want any of the trades to be mine. So OSCR was a discretionary buy yesterday, so I need to then pass that blame.
Yeah, it's the classic rule. Right? If it works, you're welcome. If it's not, if it doesn't, it's his fault.
Well, at least you got someone to blame, right?
Yeah,
that's it. Oh, what did I do?
He broke it. Microsoft, strong. That's what tells me market up, melt up is happening. It seems like we are getting a nice little move there, guys. And this is all also, look at that AVGO name. That name I've talked about earlier and just ripping out the gates, hasn't stopped. Microsoft doing well. Now I'd look to see how Meta's doing. Meta's doing decent there. Apple doing decent there. Google doing decent. Amazon hanging in there. Not as good as I expected there. Tesla, of course, pulling back a little bit, but now catching right back. Let's start seeing if we get some stronger moves in these tech names. Micron leading. Nvidia takeoff. AMD takeoff. So that tells me more and more the tech rally right now has legs and could keep going.
It's good. And then comparing us to our arch nemesis, the Ackman, Hertz is getting killed, and so is HHH and whatever BN is. So he's having a mixed bag here on this day, where if I take the Ackman portfolio and then I switch over here to the overall market, everything but the Dow is up. So all we have to do, there's a nice break there on the SPY. All we have to do is not suck, and we'll be okay. That's a group.
I wake up every morning and tell myself that. Don't suck.
Today's the day. Just don't suck today. Just
don't suck.
Be okay. Wow, that's a big stick there on the SPY. Big breakout.
Yeah, there's not much out there right now.
Yes. ML, how to feel about ASML. Trying to hit new all-time highs and reversed. It's probably, as long as it doesn't sell too much, it's probably a good thing. Just gonna be keeping up my MLCO just because
SPY's pushing, man.
I took that one a little bigger than normal just because I liked the chart so much from that algo. That goes into the big boy account.
Aluminum, coal having a good day there. Steel having a good day. Specialty chemicals, of course, metals and minerals continue hot. Building supplies having a good day today. ASPN is a name that I could load in and try to take a bigger bet.
ASPN, are they pharma?
No, they are Aspen aerogels. It's a building like chemical that's needed in a lot of the houses that are built nowadays. So
I see.
It's a chemical name, ASPN. It's a good looking trend trading too.
Ooh. Finally getting the gap up. I've been watching this chart for quite a while. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the gap up, and you come down. Now you create that cup and handle effect on the daily, and now you have a really nice cup effect. Now you just need the handle to form.
I'm with you. Well, I would say even this could be the handle of the larger cup on the weekly chart.
Yeah, HIMS is doing pretty well on the day too. So healthcare is not looking bad either. It's in fourth place. Names that I like there. HIMS looking well.
Yeah, this one's working. The chart is insane.
Oscar.
Like
Steve.
What's that? How am I feeling on it?
I said except Oscar. Healthcare is doing great.
Yeah, Oscar. Get your plane ticket ready there. It failed.
You should have listened to the one that I talked about, guys. The one that I love in this space, which is ELV, Alliant Health. The moment that the health thing started, the XLV run, I said, why not go for that one? I like that name. I feel like I got hit for no reason. It was just getting hit because Humana, and here it comes. ELV, Alliant Health. Look at the takeoff on that thing.
So if I recall correctly, they are a nice balanced play where they have exposure to ACA subsidy type stuff, but without the concentration that MOH or CNC.
Ooh, XBIO getting going here, guys. Let's go. I'm trying to get some fills.
Let's cook, baby.
Crypto, nice look there. The crypto side of things. Right, trying to make it back here, trying to get back that pretty bad day. That was probably the worst of the things that I walked was crypto yesterday, and we're trying to get back. Right, Ethereum, nice little push. Solana, decent little push there as well. Just going to go over some of my trades. This BTQ bouncing a little bit. Same with Poet. Bouncing, right? These have done pretty much nothing. I'm in nothing zone for a lot of these. I also took a short on EVAX, whatever an EVAX is.
Whatever an EVAX is.
I took a little short on that. That's the only new one. And then my Oscar, which is now Steve's fault, is just struggling here on VWAP, right?
I'm sorry. I think it's just waiting for a tweet, waiting for the world to change.
Waiting for the world to change.
Well, get on the phone, right? Hit the red phone to call the president. Say, listen, bud,
Call the John Mayer. See if we
try to
can.
get in on the.
Call the John Mayer. That's a good song, man. I
It's
still been
such a
waiting
good
on the world to change, but it ain't happening, man.
I'm an unapologetic John Mayer enjoyer. I think he's awesome.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. We gotta jam out.
Yeah, he's
That
amazing guitarist.
Los Angeles live tour. Oof.
I'm in.
The funky blues with a little rock. Come on, man. Now you
His
speak my
blues playing,
language.
super underrated. People think he's
All
like
right, guys. So we were down 20K. Now we're up 20K. Let's go, guys. XBIO. XBIO. Let's go, baby. We got XBIO. Let's get this going. Let's go back to 24 so that I can make a good maybe $500,000. Let's go.
I'm in.
Yeah, simple $500,000.
Simple ask, right? You guys see it. XBIO starting to push there. You guys see 40,000 shares, 1163. We're at 1223s. We recovered VWAP. This thing has the potential to go to 19 and 20s really quickly. So I'm going to sit back, relax, enjoy the show now, guys. Up 23 to 29,000 in between there. There's 26,000. So if this goes to 13, 14, the money's going to start stacking up, guys. So there's 1250s almost, up 25K. I'm going to keep watch. I already set a stop there for LAR I set it at 486. Would lose me another 16K, but taking some shots. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back with you guys. You guys take control of the wheel.
Yes, sir. So Q's
Yeah,
and Spy
question.
looking very strong. Nothing doing on Oscar. That trade is not working. But him, Spy working. I think that we are just in a trend update here. We're through the pivot on Q's. So I'm looking for,
which is hilarious, right? We pulled back like 0.5% yesterday, and I just have the same group of people on Twitter I look at, and they're bearish engulfing and bearish engulfing.
talking about credit spreads. It's like, come on, brother, we're down 0.25%, 0.5%. It's funny. That's so bullish, though, right?
Like I was saying at the moment they turn. The moment this group of people that I'm watching become bullish, I'm like, that's when I'm going to start worrying just a little bit, right? It's, I'll have to kind of calm myself then and stop being so insanely bullish once we downtick like 4 or 5%, and I don't hear the told you so's, right?
Yeah. When the bears are already dead.
Yeah, then it's like, okay. Or even crazier if they convert. Right. If I start seeing these guys go, you know what, maybe we're not in a bubble. I'm like, all right. We're probably now in a bubble.
Yeah.
But you're right. It looks like we did that little, and textbook, right? Undercut the pre-market low just by a little bit. See if there's any stop orders there. Nothing really.
Failed auction down.
Right? Yeah. So they're like, oh, okay. There's no liquidity to grab there. Screw it. Just turn on the buy programs.
There's some up above, though. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So Q's, I'm looking for 609.70 previous high, and then call it $10 even, 610. That's kind of my target zone for my runner call here, which is nice, up 200%.
Yeah, new all-time highs today would be hilarious to me.
It would be just poetic justice, and by justice I mean crime for those not long. But hey, that's a them problem.
Well, that's usually where you get perma bears from. You either get people who are just like they're just like depressing humans, right? Everything's gonna go to zero and everything sucks all the time. Didn't suck before, but just everything sucks right now. And it's like, okay, it's just not the guy who's not fun at parties, or you have the people who are under invested, right? And that's the big thing.
It's like the meme, the guy in the corner at the party, like they don't even know that wealth inequality between the poor and the rich has never been at all-time highs. Everybody's like, no, we know. There's just nothing we can do about it.
Right? So we just buy stocks because what else are you gonna
So
Yeah, because what else you
cues.
can do? You buy stocks. I mean, stocks
Yeah.
go higher. If you're worried about inflation, buy stocks. If you're worried about dollar devaluation, buy stocks.
Yeah. If you're worried about uh about the American dream passing you by, buy more stocks. Like
Yeah,
that's your
like
insulation against any societal anything, honestly.
yep. You just keep buying.
Yeah.
And Oscar here. So yeah, you're entirely to blame for this one.
Yeah,
Just
I'm on the hook
completely
here.
following bed. I actually just got stopped on my discretionary side of things. The robot still has a long time to go, but
Yeah,
um, yeah,
this is a
it's
swing
not
trade that I'm expecting to eat some pain on. Oh my goodness, look at it flush. Wow.
no, I'm out. I'm out. It's off the list. Move on with its life. Get out of here. So now it's
Yeah.
just so you know. I just
Yep.
figured I'd say that so you know where the bottom is.
I hope
It's
so because
going to be
I'm in shares. I'm not touching them.
it,
I'm still nice
yeah.
and green.
It's going to be right there. There's the bottom.
Oh man, down 60%. Yeah, wow. This thing is way oversold at this point, but gotta wait for it to bottom.
Two.
Q is still holding very nicely. Him's dropping a little bit more than I'd like. Watching it under VWAP here, hoping it finds buyers. There are some buyers under VWAP. Nice.
So little mind med move there. I'll take that. That makes me feel better. I just like to look at things that I'm making money on whenever I lose money like that,
Yeah, it
just
helps.
to like make me feel better. And then this MLCO is doing all right for a swing there. Let's get going into the nines. I'll be happy into the nines for that one. So, all right, let's go over now to because I'm going to do some discretionary trading in the competition. Where is my competition account here? New order. I don't see it.
Him is making me sad. Come on, man.
So the speculative healthcare names like OSCR and HIMS. Oh, I guess healthcare is selling too. So that's
Yeah,
going to be
makes
part of
sense.
it. Yeah, very much a tech day, right? If you look at XLF's bouncing a little bit, but still down on the day, still down from the open. With XLV, that's selling off just a little bit. So what's really kind of holding us up and doing well today is to make the SPY go higher would be XLK.
Yeah.
For
We
those who
got
don't know,
a
the
little
reason
bit of
we
rolling in Qs here as well. So
yeah, well, the reason we cycle between these for people who don't know is just the SPY is just XLV, XL, right? These are the sub parts of the SPY. So if the SP 500, it's 500 names, you can take those 500 names and you can cut them down by sector. So XLK and then XLV and XLF, which is tech, healthcare, and financials. That's like the bulk of it. Right? You have XLI, which is industrials. It's going to be a little bit. XLE, which is energy, I think is like 3%. That's why you see just me cycle through those. Let me see if I can find a SPY sector breakdown pie chart. You get a pie chart. Oh man, what a world! So I'm using this the Perplexity browser. So when I just type on top instead of Googling it, it just uses Perplexity. It's just like, okay, we're going to, instead of me searching for it, it's like, I'll just do that for you.
I hope it's aggregating the right information.
Yeah, well, if it's something really important, you definitely go look at. But
Yeah.
yeah, going from here, SP 500 map.
My friend works in advertising, and he was telling me about the nightmare it was when Reddit started when they started using AI suggestions, and like they were pulling from Reddit, and people were like, "Yeah, yes, glue will taste great on pizza." It's like, wait, we got to check this thing.
Well, and so yeah, part of the issue there, I saw a video the other day which made sense, is that it was like the science video channel that just like breaks down shit, and it's like the part of the problem is because the AI is making content and that content's going to be a little bit wrong. but then it creates content. It means the next time a search is happening, it's going to include AI created content that was based off something that was a little bit wrong. And then it will pull that into the new information, which will be more wrong. And then eventually it's going to be a problem of they're going to have to figure out a way to really curate these AI's sources. And then the sources are going to have to go back to being looked at by human beings in some idea. So it's interesting to see, this is what we do as humans. We create problems and then hopefully solve those problems and then create more problems and then hopefully solve those problems. And
it's what we're great at, though. And like every time we hit a roadblock and people are like, we're screwed for this reason or that reason, we find a way, So I'm incredibly bullish on humanity. And if you're
we
long
figured out.
SPY, you're bullish humanity. So
yeah, we just like anything, just like I guess markets, ebbs and flows, but we seem to figure it out eventually. Like crypto and Bitcoin and even AI, man. I could see a world where I would rather vote for an AI than I would like a regular person.
dude, I'm like so bullish AI governance, to be completely honest. Like, so I don't know.
There was one
Central,
country that already did it, didn't they?
I don't know. That I am scared to
Oh,
find
there
out. I
you
think
go.
Albania has an AI. Somebody in some,
Yes,
yeah,
in their finance sector. But yeah, so this is what we
Playbook
were talking about,
focus.
guys. This is the split, right? This is why we just take a look at, these big ones, right? So technology is 33% of the S&P 500. It's why if you have a bad tech day, but everything else is doing fine, the S&P 500's like break even to selling. 12% financials, and then you got consumer cyclical, communications. Consumer cyclical is really just technology, because I think if you go XLY, which is the consumer cyclical ETF, that is like 90% Tesla and Amazon.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's really just tech, and then healthcare. So that's how, if you look at these sectors, you can get a pretty good idea what's going on. It's why no one really cares about energy anymore. It's only 4% of the market.
4%.
So
Yep.
basically energy goes to zero tomorrow and the whole market would just be down 4%.
It's actually hilarious.
Right, which is just
The
the
thing that
thing that
all the tech
powers.
runs on, by the way.
Yeah. So that's why you can see the SPY doing well, and you see the SPY really broke this base right here when XLF just stopped going down. That's all. It was just dragging us down so much. It just needed to pause. And as it started to break out, that's going to be the same candle, right? That was this breakout candle. As soon as it just stopped going down, that's when we were able to get that nice breakout. So this is just why you'll see me rotate between these sectors. And to be honest, when I'm not here working, I just have the SPY and then the SPY sectors, all those charts. The only thing I just kind of keep an eye on while I'm doing other work is just to figure out how, what's motivating this. And the quick way to do it is you just look at the Qs, and you see the Qs never really got anywhere near, didn't even try to get to pre-market lows where the SPY did. So that just shows you that it's technology. So you instantly know it's one of these other sectors that are causing the problem of the reason the SPY can't go up.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those leader to laggard guys like Mitch likes to do, you might have been watching really closely financials and say, just stop going down. You don't need to rip. It's nowhere near highs. It's still down on the day. As soon as it stops being an anchor for the S&P 500, then the SPY can kind of rip right through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red. It's green now in the last 15 minutes. Seeing the only thing that's really weighing is energy. That's kind of expected. So it's the only thing kind of weighing still on the market. Other than that, everything's just slightly in the red from the open. Healthcare about to try to go green, so keep your eyes on that.
Yeah. Don't tell
Again, right?
Dead.
So yeah, healthcare's right here. It went green for a second, pulled back down, and that's why Steve cost me a lot of money in this Oscar trade. That was entirely his fault. So
You're getting some pullbacks, at least in tech. Snow takeoff, guys. I've been waiting for this to take off. There's the takeoff. Cybersecurity, baby, going higher. So I'd look at ZS also, and I don't even have to look. And I could close my eyes and put a bet that it's green. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I like relationships, guys, because it's sometimes that simple. CrowdStrike looking beautiful for the 500 break today.
Seen a tiny bit of weakness on cues here. I'm watching back tests of the short-term momentum triggers.
When you're sitting up 45K and it ain't enough.
Oof.
Yeah, 45K is nothing.
It's just nothing, man. Come on, man. That's pineapple sauce.
Pineapple sauce.
It's pineapple
Bush
sauce,
League
baby.
over here. So we are
Pineapple.
threatening a flush of this trigger.
The best one would be like if LAR all of a sudden just got picked up and wasn't lithium Argentina anymore. It was lithium United States, because I have 100,000 shares of that bad boy.
LAC.
LAR.
LAR. Oh, LAR. I see.
LAR.
LAUSA.
I traded this yesterday from 5 to like 520. So I'm looking to try to do the same kind of similar trade. Like if I could get just to 520s from 502, 100,000 shares, I mean, that's a pretty good trade within itself, right? I mean, doesn't need to go far. That's another 20K, right? So up 50K now, up in 60K, up in XBIO. We're going for the 100K at least. There's 1325s looking really good in XBIO. There it goes. Now 1350s, guys. We are starting to climb in XBIO, and that is going to be my call of the day, and I'm just going to ride that momentum. Look at that 70K now, 75 already starting to show up there. Man, when to cash? That's the question, right? What's the leaderboard tell us, Michael?
I'm saying well, you got to get up to 137 in the positive.
137 is a top. All right.
So
time to hang in. Time to hang in here.
Yeah, we got
a
lot going well.
Mikey, this is just starting to recover VWAP, and it needs to get to like 14 in a hurry if this is really going to go somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting nice push there. That XPIO is interesting. It's just button up its head against it, but I'm glad that we're doing way better. Like a lot of these people are doing just way better than Ackman. So
let's go.
It feels like it's not that hard of a bar. Cues look like they're catching, reclaiming short-term trigger here.
Well, we can take a look. I got his portfolio up here. Let's take a look at the Ackman. A little more green. He's got Amazon. It's working out for him. Okay. And then Uber. Uber's working out for him.
XBIO Hertz, pumping.
GLW might be breaking out a little bit here.
I'll say he's whooping my butt today. That's for sure. And it's all Steve's fault.
Right? It's all. Usually it is, regardless of the topic. This one,
I'm not taking the blame.
Can we break the 100K mark, man?
Buttons. That was a robot and some guy on the internet.
137. That's what the current leader I see is.
Wow.
Well, 1380s. I'm not far from it. If it gets into the 14s, we'll be above that. Let's get to like, I don't know, maybe this thing could get to 20s today. It's like, do I want to play the bang in, bang out, right? Because I could just bang out right here and then buy the dip, right? Like that's an option, right? Is this more, how do I want to play it, right?
Would be great if Ackman called into the show. I hope managing billions of dollars of other people's money and being one of the top performers on Wall Street. He's got better things to do.
What do you mean? He's going to call in right now to trade the pool. Hold on. Yeah. You know what? What, you need me to call him? Hold up.
If he's sitting around is getting mad at our stream, I think every investor with a dollar with him.
I could call $1 billion. I could call my $1 billionaire friend to see if he could get another billionaire on. We could do that.
Ackman? Do that.
He does know Ackman. Matt Higgins. He knows Ackman.
If
I only got one contact in my phone that's worth over. Well, he's not a billion. He's close to a billion. He's in the I think the 700s. I mean the millions. So it's pretty close. Pretty close, right? Pretty close. That's what happens when you manage some sports teams and do some business.
Just by looking, someone's asking how much
1380. Let's go. Come on. 90K. Can we break the six figures?
Looking at his portfolio, how we know what he's doing. He's both flat on the day, just by looking. So if you're up anything, you're probably doing as well, if not better, at least today. And it's important to note the difference, right? We're having good fun, but Ackman's obviously not actively trading. His whole shtick. An
What? I
interesting
thought he was
guy.
buying XBIO right now.
He's he's just all about. He's an investor that's about portfolio concentration, right? Usually sub 10 names, and he just with that you get, generally speaking, increased returns. You got to deal with increased volatility, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, for anyone who's just actually wondering, it's like all of this data, if you're ever looking at what these people are trading, just know you're 3 months delayed and it doesn't include options. So the portfolio literally could be the opposite of what it is that you're showed, because they only have to declare once every 3 months. And why would they ever do it more than that? Like, why would, it's like, if you don't have to share your holdings, you don't. Someone like Kathy has to, because she's in an ETF wrapper as opposed to a fund wrapper, which is a little bit different. So what you're looking at is 3 months old, and it's looking at without options. So sometimes you may see a long position, but maybe that long position is just a hedge against a crap ton of puts on the other side, or maybe that long position is completely covered by covered call writing, or there could be any number of things that are happening that you don't know about. It's why I always just warn people who do they want to do the tracker, right? I want to do the Pelosi tracker. It's like, well, even her, I don't even know if she's in government anymore, but they're supposed to report on time, but on time is like 2-3 weeks late. So by the time the trade, and then I get triggered by these Twitter accounts like this one guy was like, this guy just took a big bet against the America because he bought some TQQQ. And or the dude probably has an incredibly long portfolio and he's hedging and he doesn't want to have to pay capital gains tax. So he
Yeah,
just wants to
he's
sell his
incredibly
holding.
bullish America.
Right. So
Yeah.
he's probably owns everything. And he says, you know what? I don't want to pay any capital gains tax. And I'm worried this government shutdown is going to cause some shit. So I'm going to buy a hedge. And it's like getting painted on Twitter as like this anti-American congressman. It's
Yep.
like, guys, come on. I know this works for people who have no idea what they're doing and they're just like rage baiting you, but yeah, he's just
That's the meta, yeah.
let the dude hedge. Let him have a little hedge.
Or
Leave
he's
him
not hurting nobody.
leave him alone. That's the
Stop
most
sugared
American
out
thing
there.
ever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like apple pie, baseball, and hedging your entire giant network of SPY,
XBIO just washed out a bunch of longs that were at the 13 spot there. So we'll look for it to recover 13 and then get right back up towards 14 in a hurry. You almost want them to get runned over when it goes back to 13. So what I mean by that is not let you back in, right? And so it's like, if you got out, well, that was your fault. And now you can keep going. So at this point, there's two things I can do. I can do 12.15 and then stop out there, take a little gain there. But the idea here is to make a big gain. So it's hold on to your pants and look to see that this continues the 9 EMA trend. Undercuts the 9 EMA, now needs to recover it right back.
Someone asking just why they might not be on the leaderboard. Just remember, it updates periodically. So you
You're
just
not a
might not be
leader
there right now. And again, it's only the top 10.
Leaderboards are closers.
Remember, guys,
No.
this leaderboard is not where you want to be. You just want to be green. You're not a bad thing if you're here, but
right, because we're in the qualifier from 8 to 10. So if this week was
qualifier.
qualifier, next Monday, that's when we're dealing more with the finals.
Well, here he goes, XBIO right back to 13. This is where the buyers, if they want to take it, they can just squeeze this thing right back up. If they want to break it down, they can break it right here. So I'm going to be watching it here. We'll see what happens. There's 13.20s. I want to see a quick 14, 15, 16. If anything, get into a hole. I've been waiting for this thing to get into a hole on the upside. It still doesn't do it because it needs a big move to do that. That's a move of like $1.30.
J. Angelo saying leaderboard updates every 15 minutes. So yeah, just don't. You're on there. Don't worry. It's all being tracked in the back end, and so that's good. And it makes sense. You don't need to track, especially because you don't know what they're trading. You don't need to be like laser focused on it. The biggest thing is someone who's done a lot of these kind of competitions. Is just focus on your own. Right. Same with most sports, right? You don't want to be looking over. I used to swim competitively for a long time. You don't want to be looking over at the guy in the lane next to you, right? You keep your head down. You focus on what it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in life in general, you only look over to your neighbor's bowl to make sure he's got enough. Don't compare.
Comparison is the thief of joy. It's one of my
That's
favorite
great.
sayings.
That's a great one.
That
Yeah.
it is. Marley, no nightmares. We're not getting those.
So we can go around the horn. Poet is doing okay, just for my lot here. BTQ, that one's doing okay. Oscar is entirely Steve's fault. So that's not
Mhm.
doing that.
I'll
Steve's
take that
slice.
one. You won't be saying, "Oh, look at what Steve called" when it goes to 30 next week. But
Oh no.
of course not.
See,
That'll be all you.
if I make money, it's because I'm a genius. If I
Yeah.
loses money, it's your fault. That's just how this works, right?
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Are
I'm
you?
with you
You're
on that
not
one.
new to the internet, are you? You have to know all
No,
these
no.
things.
AVGO, nice little bounce there in the tech names. I'm thinking tech names is where it's at. I'm almost eager to grab my swing account, but I tried to tell myself not to take too many trades. I'm even really close with the day trade account, so it eagers me to just be like, kick the competition to the side and go make money. But I'm gonna try to stick to my rules and told myself not to do it. So
You're beating the Ackman, man. I would shut her down. You're up 5%?
yeah, I mean, I could shut that
50K?
one down and go make some money, right? So go make some real
I
money.
would. You're up 5. You think Ackman's going to make 5% today? I think there's no
Because
shot.
the spy can run from us, and that's the problem. That's the problem, right? Is that the yeah? I mean, I'm up 10% on this position XBIO. I don't think he's going to make the 10%. So
He's not making the 10%. Again, he's one of those guys that he's managing. There's an advantage that we have that I like to always just shout at people is like a dude like this, if he wants to make a trade, it's going to take him weeks to months because he's just managing so much money. And as soon as you get to that large amount of money, it gets way harder. He can't trade an XBIO. He just could not do it. He'd own the whole company if he tried to take a trade on an XBIO. So, yeah, what you're trying to do over the next 3 or 4 days is beat his portfolio. So what I would do is look to see if there's any earnings or anything coming out in his portfolio. And if you're up a couple percent already, I'd coast. That'd be me. I'd just be like, you know what, man, I'm coasting it. I'll just hang out.
yeah, the AVGO would probably be my top one that I can see out there, kind of working. Hims has been working all day too. I don't think that slows down anytime soon.
It's looking good.
Yeah, Microsoft recovering also would be that MSFU. I love that ticker.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Microsoft FU, bro. Like who made up that one? I'll give him a little bit of daps.
Q's are knocking on the door of all-time high.
Knocking on
Come on,
my
just get it.
door. XBIO pulling back, guys. This could just come right back down, guys. Just be careful out there. We'll see what happens. I'm hanging in for the bigger win, but
He was
A
just a
new
little weak.
ETF just dropped. This is if you're looking for top signs, Round Hill meme stock EPS or ETF just went live.
Yes, of course.
Remember
right.
when was it Portnoy and all these guys, they had their social arbitrage ETFs after the last meme revolution?
Oh yeah.
Social
And that was near the top. All right, let's look at what's in this meme stock. So we have Open Door is their biggest holding. Plug Power, I don't know how that is. That a meme stock?
Yes, it is.
APLD, Applied Digital,
that's
Quantum
good.
Escape,
Oh shoot, are we done? What are we doing here?
Rigetti, RGTI. Yet now you're opening this. Look at all these stocks. QUBT, you're opening this today. You're opening this ETF after all these. IONQ,
A little telling.
HIMS, and it's about, is it cap weighted? I'm trying to see. Yeah, SMR, IREN. This is just OKLO,
Yeah.
SMR not looking too bad if it gets going.
QBT,
Off
BMNR.
all these stops.
I like SMR.
This one's kind
Send
of,
it.
you're launching this now, right?
That's spooky. Love you, Rizzo.
Don't know. I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good inside. And of course, yeah, the ticker is just meme. If anyone wants to look, because I wonder how much they paid for that. And you got to ignore, because there was another meme, but that went bankrupt. So if your charting platform like mine has this meme, this is a different meme. You're just looking at the meme that opened today at $10.
Looking at SMR, it looks good here above 40s, guys.
Yeah, that's man, signs of a top. Joby, and yeah, it's quantum, it's small nuclear, and it's like QuantumScape and Applied Digital, and yeah, just everything. It's instead of a meme stock, it should just be, this is a momentum stock. This is the like recent runners.
Yeah, which is fine. Like that's what we used to call meme stocks, you know?
Yeah, when I think meme stocks, I was expecting like BlackBerry to be in it, and
Yeah,
people still care about
Build-A-Bear,
AMC.
Nokia, GME.
Man, the market is so strong right now. It makes me want to take a bet.
Market's so strong, Oscar might even go up. That's how strong market is. So I mean,
Well, I'm out, so it's free. Let her rip.
let me make some money now. I already
Hold on, you're
really
out? That's when
I'm
I
out.
get in. Let's go.
well, it really is,
Let her
because
rip.
I was using this as an example to people in my
Oscar, let's
community
go.
for how your exit is another person's entry, and you can both be right and make money. And it's just different cohorts of trading on different time frames. So like I scalped Oscar options and made 100% and more. So I'm just free rolling contracts. Like they can push it down. I'll buy more, and
Yeah.
I'm in. Let's play the game.
Every now and then, I need to make a
It's
discretionary
SMR
trade.
above that 40 there, guys. We'll see if it starts to run. Has the potential to do it. We'll see if the SPY turns around here. It is getting a little tippy-toppy here as a SPY. You might get a quick pullback that could bring some trades.
Maybe. I thought that last pullback was the quick pullback.
OSCR bounce. I don't know if I
It
would
depends.
quantify that as the.
It's
10
very heavily shorted until
Are we
get
going to get a
10 cents off the
SPY
close.
VWAP test, or are we just going to ride away from the VWAP all day? That's
right
my
away
question.
into the sunset, baby.
I hope so. Just because they got so loud again. They're like, "Oh, that was really ugly price action." Ooh, they're engulfing. The memes were great. Let me find a couple of the memes. I love the best. If you're not following Arun,
Oh, he's so
on
good.
Twitter, man, the greatest memer of our generation when it comes to what we're doing. And he just did all the bullish engulfing or the bearish engulfing candle people, just memeing on them for the entire day.
So good.
Wait, where's? Oh man, this guy goes. I retweeted it. I'll find it on mine. Yeah, this one, engulfing Twitter. Like, because yeah, I saw so much. I had to post my little thing too, because I've done the stats, and spoiler alert, bearish engulfing candles don't mean anything on any index ever. In fact, they're contrary signals.
Oh, that's
if you
they're just trapping people.
short,
But
well, and it's just.
I think the key there, at least from my technical analysis, is that the close never broke through support. If the close was like a bearish engulfing candle for me would be like down to like 666. You held support there. That's not a bearish engulfing candle in my eyes. It recovers the candle to the left, but the whole thing is that it should look like a big candle next to a small candle. This looks like the same size candle, not a bearish engulfing candle. So whoever told you that, just go and tell them to talk to a CMT so they get a quick.
Yeah, I've tested, and actually, the larger the bearish engulfing candle, at least, and again, I'm just doing it on the SPY, the more of a chance it bounces the next day. So this is just an equity curve of shorting the bearish engulfing candle the day after.
I think about these for longs the same way. Whenever I get a big move up, what do you usually get? A 50% pullback. My man Steve will tell you all the time. So what is that? That's a bullish engulfing candle that pulls back 50%, reloads, and keeps going. So this is a common thing, right? Things pull back. That's also the theme there, right? Is that things don't just go in one direction and keep going in that direction. That's when things are broken or something is drastically changed in the market. Did anything drastically change from yesterday? No, nothing ever drastically changed, guys. And so until then, we don't got to be so scared. That's
Nothing
where,
So yeah, this
no.
is going back to 1990 to date. So these equity curves are what happens if you short the bear after a bearish engulfing candle on the S&P 500.
Mhm.
So this is 1 day later. You can see you lose money and you're wrong 58% of the time. This one is 5 days later, so roughly a week, right? You lose all of your money pretty much. This is 10 days later, so 2 week hold, and then 21 days, roughly 1 month. And so you can see you don't want to have any of these equity curves. So, and the beauty of it is that back test that I just did that in TrendSpotter. You don't need a code. It took me 10 seconds to do. So, like I say with everything, like we talked about with the shutdown and when the U.S. bombed in the Middle East and all these, just go look. The markets existed a long time. Pretty much everything has happened before. You can go look and see, is there any edge in the thing that people are talking about? And if not, you got to understand there's a lot of people out there who just they have to make content, and they want to scare you because that is the best content to go, oh, look, this the consumer and the this that everything's bad.
Yeah.
That's why the news isn't just filled with what, everything was okay today and then just like cut the commercial. So yeah, just be
All right,
careful, right?
it's funny that we're talking a little bit about complacency while the market is potentially topping here intraday. It's just something to watch here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do what I did yesterday and bet on the VIX for a little small risk to reward. Did that yesterday, was able to capture a nice $900 trade. So
Nice. I just question
I
how much
take those
downside
all
can
the
do.
time, man. I take those all the time, Steve. Even if you don't expect too much, there's nothing wrong with a 10-cent risk for 60 or 80-cent reward.
Yeah, especially because if you're holding longs, which we all are to some degree or another, in one
You,
account or the other.
you find an account, you go long the VIX, and you protect yourself with 10
Mhm.
cents.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not give yourself 10 cents to protect yourself? Worst comes to worst, you make a crap ton of money on one side and you lose, what, 10 cents on one side?
Right.
So, especially when you're long and you're like in a really good position,
Mhm.
you're like, I want to stay in this position, but I also see the VIX coming into play or the SPY coming down.
Yeah, yeah,
Just open a VIX long or a SPY short, ride that down or open it up, watch for it to kind of change in, risk to reward. Keep thinking about that.
yeah, for sure.
That's how you play the game, man. All right, guys, we'll see what happens. It's 10:44. It's been a interesting first day, and like we talked about it's interesting because we didn't see much action in the morning. One thing I said in the morning, well, we're gonna just go back up to 673s and just chill out. That's exactly what we did, guys. we made our way up there, like 672s. We're like right by the resistance from yesterday's action, right around that action where we kind of faded away from. We're now creating resistance. So I think we probably try to reload back down to 670s. I'm looking for a reload here and then for it to keep going. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm still in chop mode, right? We have no earnings. We have no economic data coming out. There's really nothing that anyone cares about that's
yeah,
happening in the market for the foreseeable future. So it would make sense that the market takes a pause here and takes a break. Earning season, the government could still be closed, but if earning season starts to pick up and we start to see that, because that's the main driver, if you go back through history, the main driver of what happens in the market is whether or not companies are making more money or not. Not rocket science there. And
not
if
rocket science
companies
at
are
all.
making more money, then we'll be doing well. And if they're not making more money, then probably going to be doing bad. So when does earnings season? When is earnings season next?
Kick off
Right,
at
because it's a weird
late
like definition. It
October.
used to always be Alcoa. They used to be the first to report earnings, and then they just kind of stopped. The second full week in October 2025, the bulk of U.S. companies.
Yeah.
So the second full week, that's next week,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
That
when
does make sense.
JP Morgan, Wells Fargo,
That's all you need to see.
Citigroup.
The banks. The banks are what
Yeah.
kicks it off, right? So
Back in my day, I say as an old man, it was always Alcoa. They always did earnings first. They were just, it was like clockwork. And that's what everyone said was the kickoff of earnings season, is when Alcoa reported earnings. They were always the first of the S&P 500 stocks to do so. I think just same reason they took AA as the ticker. They just wanted to be on the top of any alphabetically sorted list.
That's genius, actually.
So they always just reported first. They were the first ones every quarter to report, and then from there, it kind of trickled out. Now I think it's that big bank, because there's just Nvidia ruined it, to be honest, because Nvidia reports earnings way late, and then they just kind of destroyed the whole concept of an earnings season entirely. Where's the link to the leaderboard? I'll get that for you. I have it right up here. Let's do a little refresh while I'm here. See what? Oh, there was a guy up 200,000. Not anymore. So a little bit of a hit. Oh no, someone. So we've got a 200 that we got two 198,000s, which is great. That are 21% above Ackman.
All right, guys. I just cut my LAR position, so just wanted to mention
I know that guy. I know that Kevin Avery dude.
Kevin! Kevin, how much is he up? You gotta give a shout out to my boy.
80K.
Whoa, what? That's what we're talking about.
So there's the link if you guys want to check it out. But yeah.
All right, guys.
Go down the.
I did cash there out of the XBIO, guys. So not XBIO, out of LAR. So I got out of that, guys. Took a little bit of a hit there. Just said I'm done with that. I'd rather stay in the green. Stay in the one that's working for me, XBIO.
I like it.
At this point, the VIX is starting to melt down, which is a good look. That's why I like SMR now for a takeoff. Thinking about taking a swing trade on that, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to hesitate here too much.
Nice. I hate to say it, OSCR. I'm pretty sure that's a bottom.
Stop.
Pushed up off
Stop
there.
It. Stop.
Know. Don't worry.
Do I have the power to kick Steve out of the stream, Mitch? Do you give me that?
I like this conversation. I don't like where this is headed.
Oh man, the battle's on. What can I say?
This is
this guy Steve hanging in the bushes like Michael Myers for that Oscar help.
Just because I feel someone won't get it, we're memeing. Guys, just in case. I just feel one guy. Well, one guy's gonna write support and say, "You got to get rid of that Michael guy. He's just bullying Steve the whole time." Like, it's gonna be one guy who just doesn't get it. So for that person,
we're
why is he so mean?
I think so. We show our love to our friends via bullying. You know.
Yes.
Look at Oscar breaking out. By the way.
I grew up in Xbox Live lobbies. I like to remind people of. There's not a single word that I haven't. You would just like log on. You'd be like, "Hey guys, hope we have a fun game today," and you would just hear the most like racist, vile stuff.
What are you, like 3?
Oh, it looks good if it can get through VWAP. Part of me wants to, but I shouldn't. Part of me wants to pop back in. I got out right pretty much around here, so it's not like I'm down too much on it. So I avoided this nonsense, and I got out as it broke this low of the day. I remember when it bounced, I just moved my stop to the low of the day. So I missed all this. So maybe, I don't know, maybe a clear through VWAP. I take another shot with another low of day stop there.
Yeah. That's
maybe just to get my money back. There is there is an OSCX if you want to get real wild
crazy
with it.
Get a little wild. You know, honestly, I might pick some up in my other account. This is on sale. You know what? I'll do it.
I'm gonna blame you so hard.
Blame me so hard. I love when you blame me so hard. I'm only up 30% on my SPRV now. It's just old.
You guys today.
Why is it not? Okay.
Q's looking like we're heading back to VWAP.
I wanna take a bet on SMRR.
All right.
I don't wanna go long too early. As the spot is back.
I'm back.
I'm
back.
Oh.
I'm back.
Right, Now short it.
I just a little bit of a nice little pullback, and then right now we can just turn and rip through. Let's get the tweet. I'm gonna get on the horn with my boy Trump. It's like, hey man, can we just get a healthcare related tweet, please? That would be great.
I'm dying out here.
How's Pfizer doing?
Alive.
So Pfizer is recollecting. That could be your sign, right? So you want to see Pfizer take off here, and that could start helping all healthcare.
Yeah, so I still have some from my discretionary buy, and it's funny. This is why I shouldn't just do anything discretionary. This purple line, this is where the algo is saying, if we get there, that's the trade.
Yeah, and you're going, nah, close enough.
Yeah,
Close enough.
I do it.
Well, so I record everything I do, and then every now and then I go back through it, and I tag them, and I have a rogue tag. And if I see that rogue tag, I just every now and then sum those up, and they're always like flat. And I'm like, so why bother?
Yeah.
So every now and then I just need to remind myself, it's just not, you're not that guy. Just don't place the trade. There's some advantage to being active just to like keep interest, I guess, and to keep watching the market to come up with new ideas for new systems. So as long as it doesn't cost me too much, I don't really worry that much about it. But if it gets too bad, I usually like cut myself off. I give myself some time. So if it's not working, so now that I'm back in Oscar, this is going to be the top right. Hits VWAP reverses immediately. Cool. So we'll get back to lows here. So I'll let you know when I exit back here at 21.33.
All right, then I'll add in again. I'm surprised that you're buying into VWAP backtest, because if it were to reject, this is where it would do it.
I was preempting technically a close above, but anyway.
You and me both on every trade out of the fur, brother. I was preempting a trade overthrew my exit,
Yeah, it's just so yeah, once I exit it.
Short opportunity, FLNC. I think that could be a big short. I have too big of a position on right now, long on XBIO, but I would take a big short on that also. I shorted this thing yesterday down towards the 14th, and I made a good amount. The thing about FLNC is that it goes. FLNC is really a trend trade. When it breaks, it breaks. When it breaks up, it breaks up. Right. So that's one that could be coming down for a while, especially if BE comes down. So you see in BE pull back today.
Yeah, Figma's an interesting tack. I would watch the AVWAP from the open. This is just always usually something that's important, where you get from that big idea. You still have a lot of room to get there. If it got to that VWAP, that's 10% from here, so that's a great trade already. But I'm watching this one for one of those longer term, and I think CoreWeave was one of the best examples of this, where it initially undercut the anchored VWAP from IPO. There it is, drawn in. And if you just bought it as it broke back through, that's insane. You probably won't get that, but it makes it just easier to kind of like what we're talking about here with our intraday trades, our intraday trade idea with the SPY, right? So this green arrow right here would have been our entry for our system on the SPY, where it undercut the pre-market low, and then it just pops right back through that price. And you're just saying, okay, we've undercut everything, and now we're back through VWAP, and then you take your purchase here. So this is the little algo that we're building just to make things TSLL. And again, the game plan that I have, whether Mitch allows it or not, is I'm going to make him make a list. I'm going to open up an account, probably a big one, do like a 100K account, and then it's going to trade all of these, and then we just find out whether or not it's profitable. Find out if it's a good idea.
Then I'll have the job of making the watch list, and Mike will have the job of watching the bot.
That's it.
I'll have the job of counting the money, right? That's my job.
Yeah.
Sure.
Steve, you get to spend the money, bro.
I get to spend it. Awesome. Sick. That's my favorite position.
All right. Put me in that position, right?
Yeah.
You get to buy us the collectibles. You know what those cool kids like, Steve.
I'll buy the Funko Pops.
There you go. The Funkos. Aren't those getting heavily tariffed now?
I have no idea. That's funny. That'd be funny if that's what broke the consumer, the Funko Pop tariff. That's where the 2028 revolt started,
Hey,
the revolution.
it'll happen. It'll happen.
I need my
Watching
Labubus at a reasonable cost. Otherwise,
watching
Oh,
another
that
small name.
Funko at support, man. YOLO, right? Maybe it goes back to $30 a share, 10x from here.
Oh, I have some money to spend. Let's do it.
the Funko bubble. There were signs.
Last position here. I'm just gonna go real quick into it and hope for the best. Let's go. I like UPC if it can start coming back up. Not a bad name. Just holding in here. Just need to find some buyers.
Ooh.
Popping the view up.
Watching the tape here.
If anyone wants to go dumpster diving in the biotech space, Moderna's bounced off that 24, 25 area again.
I like Moderna. I like the Moderna.
Nice little bull flag here. Nice day, right? Nice candle here today. Just popped up on one of my scans. It's interesting. It's interesting to me.
Awesome.
Got this. Here's the basic setup idea. Let me get rid of some of these.
Long
For
UPC.
this system I'm running. So this is the volume or the volatility adjusted MACD. That's something I could do a whole rant on later, but it's very, very interesting compared to normal MACD. And this is the Bollinger bandwidth. And the Bollinger bandwidth is just saying that this has never been as low volatility as it is right now. This is the lowest volatility Moderna has ever been. So the idea is you can pick up maybe some options on that guy, get a little bit of a trade that way, pick up a couple Moderna calls, because that's the next kind of thing I'm playing with, where you have, for the Moderna calls, you have the ability when the volatility is that low, if there is a big pop off, then you get that increase in options at the same time. So you get the volatility spike that increases the value of the option. At the same time, if you're getting a price move, you kind of combine both of those two things and you can make a little bit of money.
Trade that looks interesting. Short for USAR. It's starting to break down towards 28. This is for the competition guys. I think this is a stock that is extended over 28. Put 3 wicks above 29. So 29 definitely being pesky. Could be coming on a little bit of a crash down on USAR. So that's just one name that I'd call out, especially if it breaks 28. It could really start letting go.
I'm cheering for that because hey, I need an entry. I got sold way too early. Look at OSCR, by the way, Michael.
I'm a genius there. Nope.
Yo, you're the genius now. Okay,
it's so sorry. Me. I'm the genius for getting back.
Yeah, you got back in, right? That wasn't Steve's call.
No. I do have a position somehow. I don't know. I front ran him, I guess.
Yeah, that's all you did. Just front ran him. Remember this guy over here front running shares.
Losing money, 100% your fault. So let's say I lost $1,000 on it. That's entirely your fault. If I make $2,000 getting back in, that's entirely me. So you still owe me $1,000. So
yeah, you send me the bill for the $1,000, and then if you feel so compelled, you can break me off a piece of the winnings. You won't, and that's
okay. No shot.
Me off a piece of that
because my winnings.
It's your winnings.
It's like that. Exactly. It's like that Bugs Bunny meme of the capitalism socialism. Bugs. He's like, your loss, my win.
Exactly.
And OSCX, I guess, is so low volume that I haven't gotten an update in my broker for the new price.
Apparently, I'm up 4%. So,
man, that is horrible.
That's so funny.
Still showing me down on the position.
That's horrible.
Yeah, just be careful because I think the bid ask moving. I just don't think there's actually. Oh yeah, the spread is. Oh, it's pricing it off the bid. That's what's happening.
So guys,
all right, guys.
Remember with sorry, I know we're over time here, but
yeah,
just to wrap up the Oscar, this is a trade that still has 20% short interest. It just broke the yearly highs off of potential news. If we get the actual news, this thing flies to $30.
Okay.
If not, then hold on to your
all right. So So
That's the
not
problem.
only if do you owe me for the money I lost on it, if it doesn't hit $30, any
Mhm.
unrealized gains, like if I sell it at 25 because it doesn't get to 30, that's also you owe
It's
me that as well.
I
So
just wrote you a contract essentially. Yeah. So I just wrote you
awesome.
a call contract. We'll see how it goes.
Yes. So either way I win, right? That's
Either
how
way you
the
win.
Either way.
That's called framing a trade. That's asymmetric risk right there. Risk reward.
absolutely.
Asymmetric risk, guys. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today in the first day of the Beat the Ackman Challenge. The competition is live and keep competing all day, guys. And the fun part is you got a lot of buying power to use, so have fun. Have a good time. Remember, he's trying to beat Ackman, get through the qualifier towards the last day. We'll see you guys there, of course. That'll be in Trader TV on Monday, guys. And Money Mitch over there in Canada? Oh, Canada! We're coming to take over, man. So
No.
Toronto, watch out. Watch out. I'm coming over. Gonna go to that CN Tower. Go do the trade up there. They got
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
do it.
up there.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Good
We'll find
reception.
out. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Like always, we'll be battling here on Trade the Pool. We'll see you guys back tomorrow. Keep battling in the markets. We don't know who's going to win the